Yo, yo, yo. What's up, YouTube? It's been a long time. I'm not gonna lie, man. Man, it's probably been, let's see, it has been about 3, almost 4 years since I've dropped a YouTube video. But I'm back. I'm back, man. I've been, you know, playing 2K consistently these years. I haven't stopped. I stopped uploading to my YouTube, man, because I'm gonna be honest with you. This stuff gets kind of hard, especially with, working every day and having a full-time job, having children, and then just maintaining a YouTube. And I'm pretty sure for all my YouTubers out there, there's something y'all can relate with, man. Kind of what took me away from YouTube a bit was I had maybe 100 subscribers. I dropped a video. This video gained 20,000 views. 20,000 views. And some of my videos to follow after that, and these were all build videos. You can see them on my channel. I'm getting thousands of views per video, but my subscriber lineup isn't matching. And then I'm seeing bigger YouTubers take the builds that I'm making, dropping these builds, and they getting subscribers. So that kind of pushed me away. But now I've come back and I've decided I'm gonna do this, for the fans that I do have, and it's therapeutic, man. Who doesn't love to make builds? So starting off, kicking me back off, I've decided to make the GOAT. As you can see in the title, as you can see in the thumbnail, I'm going to bring you the best version that I have seen of the 1997 1998 Michael Jordan build. Definitely do not forget to like, subscribe, and then comment on what build you want to see next, because my next few videos I'm gonna start trying to make builds that you probably haven't seen before, and I'm also gonna make some NBA builds that typically people don't tend to go for, like the superstars, you know what I mean. I want to go for lesser known guys. So definitely let's jump into it, and then let me know who you guys want to see next. All right, so for the position, of course, we're going to go shooting guard because Michael Jordan's a shooting guard. For the height, we're going to go 6'6". For the weight, though, we're going to go 222. And I'll explain why I went to 222 pounds in a little bit, and it'll all make sense. For the wingspan, we're going to go 6'11". Alrighty. For our close shot, we're going to put our close shot all the way up to an 84. And as we go along, I'm going to show you a little bit of the badges. Don't want to take up too much of your time. But with that 84, we're able to get Silver Paint Prodigy and Silver Flow Game for my Flow Game artists out there. With the driving layup, we're going to put our driving layup up to an 80, which will also give us layup mix matcher. And then for our driving dunk, it's a Jordan build, so you guys know we're going to go 87. With that 87, we'll not only unlock contact dunks, but we'll get posterized on bronze, and we'll get area wizard. Once we create the build, I will also go forward so that we can look at the cap breaker screen, and you can see, different ways that you can potentially cap break this Michael Jordan build. For your standard dunk, we're just going to put that up to a 40, and then for the post control, it wouldn't be an MJ build without post control. So we're going to put our post control all the way up to an 88. So with the 88, as you can see, we get post up poet on gold, unpluggable on silver, and we get our post powerhouse and our hook specialist. Now for our mid-range, we're going to put our mid-range up to an 89, because for those that are old enough to remember, Michael Jordan was lethal. He was lethal, absolutely lethal from that mid-range. So, something you notice, not only do we get post-up poet on gold, we now get post-fade phenom on gold too, for my guys that like to post up and shoot. And as you can see, we get shifty shooter on silver, and we get deadeye also on silver. And you can use your max plus 2s to get those up to Hall of Fame. You can use your max plus 2 on set shot specialist to get that up to legend. However you want to run it, that's perfectly fine. Also, you're probably thinking this Michael Jordan build has a low three-pointer. Well, I'm here to tell you it doesn't. We're going to put our three-pointer up to an 83 so that we can get limitless range on bronze on our Michael Jordan build. And for those of you guys that like to go back and forth between the park and the rec, such as myself, we're also going to put the free throw up to an 80 so we can pretty much run this Michael Jordan in every game mode. Now, this is one caveat about the Michael Jordan build. I'm not going to lie, this is one thing that kind of sucks. We're only going to go with 61 passing accuracy. 61 passing accuracy will give you dimer, but you got to sacrifice something. But guess what? That's where the cap breakers come in at. You can cap break your build and you'll be able to get past them, but I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. So for ball handling, we're going to put that up to an 85. And I know what y'all are thinking. Y'all are like, Michael Jordan, he wasn't dribbling like that, man. Michael Jordan had a little bit of a bag, you know. Don't get me wrong. In the 90s, I know it was kind of, his bag was kind of small, but he had a little bit of a bag. So for speed with ball, we're going to also put our speed with ball up to an 80 to get silver lightning launch. And the same thing, you can use your Max Plus tools to get that to a Hall of Fame, Max Plus 1 to get it to go, wherever. Moving on to the interior. Believe it or not, this Michael Jordan build has interior. We're going to put our interior up to a 75 so that we can get off-ball pest on bronze. And then for our perimeter, that's where we get our bread and butter. We're going to put our perimeter all the way up to a 92 overall. So pausing, look at that. You're going to get Challenger on gold. You're going to get on-ball menace. And your on-ball menace will go up. So don't think, it's just going to sit there. It will go up, but just give me a second to get there. You're going to also get pick dodger. You're going to get your off-ball pest. Now it's going to go up to Hall of Fame. So for your steal is going to go up to 67 so that we get glove and interceptor. And then with our block, we're going to put our block up to a 78. We're going to max it out so that we can get paint patroller on this Michael Jordan build. Not saying that you're going to be able to lock up centers, but for those smaller power forwards, and sometimes you might even be able to help out your center on the center using your paint patroller, to potentially stop those guys that like the rim run. And then you're going to also get your high flying denier because MJ was a shot blocker. For your offensive rebound, we're going to put it up to a 70 so that we unlock box out beast on silver. Once again, you can help out with the boards, and then you're going to get rebound chaser on bronze. Now, for defensive rebound, you're not going to touch it. You're going to leave it at 55. Move it over to the speed. You're going to leave your speed at an 80. You're going to put your agility up to an 80 also. So now you see you went from bronze on-ball menace to gold on-ball menace, and now you have gold pick dodger and you have slippery off-ball. And don't get me wrong, if that's not fast enough for some of you guys out there, remember, we have our cap breakers. So now, moving on to strength. With our strength, we're going to put our strength up to a 73. So there's a couple of reasons why I like this MJ build, and I want you to look at it. On a shooting guard MJ build, you now get brick wall, you get post move lockdown, you get immovable enforcer, you get post powerhouse, you get physical finish on silver, and strong handle on gold. This MJ build, man, this MJ build is something. And then with the vertical, we're going to put our vertical up to a 75. So I know what you're probably asking, why did it go up to a 73 and not a 75? But as you guys know, the way that 2K is sometimes when you put up stats, it'll deplete other stats. So I want you to see the difference. You can run 73 and have that in close shot, but the close shot doesn't really give you anything. But if you put that on 75 vertical, you get silver high flying denier, right? So check that out. And your posterizer goes up to silver. So looking at this build, really with cap breakers, it'll make this build next level. We all know that. But just without your base cap breakers, the only thing anybody can tell you is that your passing accuracy is low. That's the only thing they can say. This build has everything else in the books. But we're going to move on so that you can see some of the animations and some of the cap breaker screen. But if you do all of that correctly, you will have a two-way mid-post creator. Shades of 97, 98 Michael Jordan, 16, 17 Jimmy Butler, and the icing on the cake, Kobe Bryant. I know I didn't tell you guys Kobe Bryant. I kind of wanted that to be a surprise, but check this build out, man. Check this build out. Definitely. Don't forget to pause, and if there's something you want to see, you can pause it, you can look it over, and then I also encourage you to change some things you don't like about the build. So of course, a few things that I love about this build. Truly. I'm one of those guys that love the Shea Gilgeous behind the back, because the Shea Gilgeous behind the back is kind of like a Curry slide, for the bigger guards. So our MJ build is able to get that. Of course, our MJ build is able to get the Michael Jordan dunk package and then dribble style. Dribble style that I like. If you know something better, never, go with what I'm saying. If you got something better for yourself, but comment down and let me know what's better, because there's always something I can learn from. But Zach LaVine, man, I love Zach LaVine's dribble style. I love it. I run it on all of my guards, and it has not failed me yet. And that is definitely something that I go and I recommend, to my friends, to my buddies, whoever is asking me, you know, whatever is available. But definitely, this is our build. So now I'm gonna back on out, and then we're gonna switch over to our cap breaker screen.
Okay. I don't need yes men right now. I need you to be honest.
I need you to be honest. Be honest in them comments and let me know if y'all like the build.
The city for a little bit.
And as you can see, I do have my Hall of Fame jacket, man, because I have been in the lab just grinding. I think I have a player where I have like 13 championships or something. All right, so moving on into our cap breaker screen. As you can see, I was telling you guys passing accuracy could potentially be a problem with this build, but through cap breakers, the power of cap breakers, something 2K has given us, and it's something that I continue to want to see. I hope that we see this in future installments of 2K, because I'm a person that actually likes cap breakers. But through cap breakers, through the power of cap breakers, we can make our passing accuracy go from a 61 to a 77. Right? Me personally, I never run anything higher than a 71 passing accuracy, except for on my big man builds like my centers. My center, my 6'11 power forward, those builds I have at least an 85, but typically I run 71. So as I was saying, there's so many ways you can go. You can add +2 to get elite dunks. You can put your perimeter defense up to a 96 and get that Hall of Fame defense if you want. Hell, you can even put your steal up and get a much higher steal with them. You can put your speed up, get a much higher speed. Defensive rebound will be through the roof. There's so many different ways you can go. But I don't want to hold you guys up any longer. I definitely encourage you to change up the stats if it'll help you make this build the way you like it. And like I said, guys, I am back. And please leave me a comment on what build you want to see next. And I'm out. And y'all have a nice day. I'll see you next time. Peace.